My navigator doesn't know her left from her right. Should I be worried? I'm not towing without this being fixed somehow. You can't scream because that's not going to solve anything. So let me go back and see what I need to fix now.
I can feel the fire that lives inside my bones. There's a desire in my soul.
Alright, y'all, it is, what do we call this? Tear down day, the day before we leave.
Yep.
There he goes. Bye! Here's Matthew with the top of the black stone. And we got to cook on that like 3 times this time.
It was good weather?
Yes.
And it wasn't too buggy?
No. Last time we were in this area, we got ran out by the flies. He brings in the black stone stand.
It does not stay here, however.
No, we'll show y'all in the morning where it goes on travel day.
There.
There's our table. It collapsed down in that black bag, y'all, so that's for easy storage in our lovely storage bay. It's like a little camping chair type bag.
All right.
Everybody, voila!
The whole thing weighs not very much at all.
Yes, it was a great addition to our full-time RV life. All right, y'all, here's most of my fall decorations. It fits all in this little, I think it's a soft-sided little bin. I got it at the Dollar Tree. And there it is. I don't know if y'all can tell, there's our clothes. And it sits on the closet floor. Are you ready to go?
It's like this place is paradise for us, but we're nomads. We got to keep moving. So yeah, let's get it.
What are we doing?
Let me show you what happened. Number one, the cover won't stay on, but number two, take a look at this. This is upside down. This should be up here, which means I can't put my surge guard on there because it would be hanging up here, and they have this lovely bar here that prevents it. So whoever did this, I don't know, they need to go back to school. So that needs to be rotated. So we're switching sites. And another thing, this site right here that I'm standing in is higher in the front than it is in the back. That means our auto level is going to try to lift the back end up, and there go the tires too. These tires back here. So the site we're moving to is higher in the back slightly and lower in the front, which means it'll raise the front up, and that's fine. You saw where we came from in the last episode, so that's what it looked like. That's what it's going to look like again.
Y'all, we were supposed to get here and start laundry right away. This is not a good start.
If you come here, the people are extremely nice. However, it will take you a while to get level. It's just, auto level is not gonna help you completely. You gotta do other stuff. All right, you want site 31. 3-1, that's the site that you want. Look, our right side is boogered up because it needs to go up, but that's easy. That's just a matter of a board under the tires. The front to back, we're only up 2.5 inches.
That is much better.
That is not even gonna be as bad as it was at our boondocking spot.
Yay.
So I'll back up and we'll put some boards under the right side, and that way the tires will stay on the ground and everybody's happy.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna give you a tour of our site here at Gladstone RV Park, which is literally right on the golf course. You see the golfers over there. We got a front row view right here. We're in site 31 and we are finally level, y'all. And all the hookups work here. No upside down hookups in this site. There's more golfers over there. The park is not that busy right now. It's a gravel site with grass in between and very small trees. It's full hookups. They give you 50 and 30 amp. We're 50 amp. You get water and you get sewer. Now, y'all, they say these sites are 60 feet long. I don't think so. They're angled in such a way where you can't be really past the grass because you're in the dirt. So we're 36 feet long. And I'll show you on this side. Looks like the truck is in the road right there, see? And the truck is only 21 feet. So that's, no, not 60 feet, really. But look at those snow-capped mountains up ahead with the golf course. This is really pretty. And it's weird to see like snow because I'm hot. I'm in a short sleeve shirt right now, and then they provide dumpsters here, and yeah, it's only for one night, but it looks nice and manicured, just not a very level site, but 31 seems to be doable. All right, y'all, there's the golfers right there. Some of them's wearing colorful shirts.
And they have colorful language. I have to say, I thought golfers were just like nice, sweet people, but they got a very large vocabulary of very short words.
Yeah, they get very upset. They're very enthusiastic.
Yeah, I think maybe they might be passionate about the wrong thing, but that's just me.
I'm going to show you how low these RVs are on this road.
Tell me if you would like to have a site like that.
Wow. Look how low they're. Wow.
Wait till you see the Imagine. I think it's even lower.
Oh my goodness. It's like its tongue isn't. He had to dig it out.
Oh, wow.
His tongue is in the ground. And his back end is way up. The scenery here is awesome.
Yes.
You are not going to get a site that avoids the golf course. It is surrounded by the golf course because one of the things they put in the rules that they make you sign is they're not responsible if a golf ball hits your RV or vehicle. You have to take that up with the golfer.
Yeah, you got to go chase them down. Hey!
All right, y'all, we're going to scout some boondocking and we will show y'all when we get there. All right, what are your thoughts of the boondocking spots around Provo?
All right, one of them is named, what, Soldier's Pass or something?
Yeah.
And there aren't too many real private spots. They're all kind of group spots. It's a parking lot. And then the miners dispersed camping. We have good friends who stayed there last year and it was not that way. He said there was some garbage there last year, a trash problem, but you know, what else is new? But we saw the pictures and it looks like it's all overgrown now with heavy shrubs, not just a little grass, you know, take out the weed eater and you're done. But no, heavy shrubs and bushes and stuff, and there's a lot of permanent residents, like people who actively live there full-time permanently, which is illegal, but who cares because nobody's going to enforce it, I guess. And then you got a lot of drop trailers, more drop trailers than anything, taking up viable spots. And then the earth, the actual ground, looks like due to maybe heavy rains or something, it's been really rutted up and it gets really muddy when it rains. You can tell due to the lack of gravel. So I'll be honest with you folks, I don't know what we're gonna do. All right, y'all, so here's an update. So we just got home and there was something to see outside, so I was out there taking pictures and video, and all of a sudden Sean texted me and said the power's out. And I happen to already be walking back to the RV, right? So we looked at the pedestal and the breaker had tripped. That's why you get like a surge guard, or whether you use that, or I think there's a few other brands out there. Get something, because it said there was some kind of ground fault. I'm not an electrician. All I know is it cut off the power at the pedestal because it was supposed to. So at that same time, it did that to prevent any kind of damage to us. So I'm really grateful it worked. So at that same time, it was running off our batteries. The washer and dryer inside were both running. That could have ran for quite a while. However, we were running the AC, the washer, the dryer, and we just had too much going on for our inverter. Now let me explain. We have a 3,000 watt inverter. That means it can give us 3,000 watts of power, a pure sine wave, when we're not plugged into anything. But we were plugged in. That's the problem. We were plugged into shore power, which means we can have up to 5,000 watts when we're plugged into shore power. Don't ask me how that works. It's just the way it works. 3,000 when you're by yourself, boondocking, 5,000 when you're plugged in. But since the breaker got tripped, or the surge protector got tripped, it essentially took the pedestal out of the equation. So now we're running on batteries, and we were running more than 3,000 watts worth of load. The washer, the dryer, the AC unit, that's more than 3,000 watts. It just is. So what do you think happened? Everything tripped. So now nothing is working. So when we got back, that's when Sean said, hey, we're out of power. I hadn't been inside yet. So fast forward, all I did was turn off the breaker at the pedestal, the main breaker, turn it back on, and it worked. Good, it worked. So then the second thing I did was we talked about it, and we went ahead and figured out that the Sean said, why don't you check the solar panel, the solar, you know, all our Victron stuff in the basement, check that and make sure none of that is tripped. All right, so one of those had tripped, so not a big deal. That's on. Circuit breaker back on. But then our washing machine said, oh, I want to have a problem. My turn, my turn. So then the washing machine decided not to work again and again and again and again and again. And I'm not exaggerating here. It's like many times in a row, we're like, unplug it back in, plug it back in, unplug it, plug it back in. One problem after the next. And for now, at least for this second, it's still working. It could stop working in a minute from now. It probably will. It's just been one of those days. And so on top of all this, y'all, we told you that place that we're going to is kind of a dump, but if it has an extra spot for us, we need it because the truck needs service. 40,000 miles. We try to take really good care of this truck. So I hear this washer making noise. Something else has done gone wrong. So you can't scream because that's not going to solve anything. So let me go back and see what I need to fix now. All right, y'all, here's our update. When I last left you, I said everything was finally going well. And then the washer started making noise. Well, this time it threw a real tantrum. We used to have a system, kind of like when Fonzie would bang on the jukebox and it would start working. That's the kind of system we had with our stinking washing machine, but not this time. Oh no, we couldn't switch it to any cycle. So long story short, I had to use a sheet pan to drain a front-loading washing machine. Who here has ever had to drain a front-loading washing machine because it was throwing an error? It's not fun. So now it seems to be working. Everybody seems to be happy. We were also going to have pizza for supper, and we got to the pizza place, and what do you think happened? They were so busy and understaffed that I stood there in line. I was the first one in line. And everybody else was waiting on their pizzas. They couldn't even come up to speak to me. And I'm like, we have to go boondocking tomorrow. We got all this laundry to take care of. We don't have time for this. Just for the convenience of pizza. So I thought we'd get home, I'd make air fryer chicken sandwiches. Not too bad. Couldn't do that because we had all sorts of electrical issues. So now everything's walking the tightrope as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not gonna mess with the air fryer. That's not, I don't know. We're just gonna not upset the balance of things. If it's working, it's going to work, and we're just not going to breathe too heavy because then it may not work. So we're having lunch meat. Yay. It's food. It's something to eat, and I am grateful. Our blessings for today are we got here safely, and that's a huge blessing. We have an RV park to stay at. We were able to scout out the spot. We have diesel in the tank. We don't have a hole in the roof. It could always be worse. And that leads me to the biggest blessing of today is learning patience. Patience is the hardest lesson to learn. Patience and perseverance. And it just stinks because it's usually not in the fun situations when you learn them. But here we are. Everything's working. I'm kind of wiped out. Sean's kind of wiped out. So we're going to have our lunch meat sandwiches. Yay. All right, y'all, look who came to visit. There's a whole herd of deer. Here are these. If you ever wondered how golf courses keep their greens so low, here it is. Look at this. It's the lawn mowing crew. They don't have to pay them anything. Uh-oh, y'all. More wildlife.
Oh, cute. It's got a bell on and everything.
It's a kitty. It's a talking kitty.
Let's see who he chooses. Me.
Oh.
I'm the chosen one. Hi.
What a sweet kitty.
Oh, how are you? You knew we needed some pet loving, huh? Oh.
Sean hasn't had some kitty loving in a long time.
No. Hi. It was like on the golf course over there. All right, y'all, it is morning time in the BDR RV. And we are having scrambled eggs.
Yay, eggs.
We always have eggs in the morning.
Every single day.
Today is move day, obviously. We came here to find boondocking and we're fixing to move, but the RV is not going to be in total travel mode because we're going to have our shortest travel day yet.
We're moving 3 sites.
Right, this site, we decided to stay here. We'll explain with the Ford what happened with all of that and why we're staying here.
So what happened with the Ford, as Sean said, is we had to change our appointment to tomorrow at 7 a.m. Today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. And the reason all that happened is the weather. The boondocking sites were not that desirable, but they would have worked potentially. But the problem is there was no gravel there. It was just pure dirt. And you could tell that as soon as it rains, it ruts up. So what do you think is now in the forecast? Rain. But how much rain? 4 days, right? 4 days in a row of rain is going to make it muddy there, and that's no fun. So we moved our Ford appointment, our truck appointment, 40,000 mile service, to tomorrow morning, and then we're going to skedaddle out of this park on Saturday morning. The only reason we have to switch sites is somebody has this site for at least one night. It's a golf course, so I called the golf course and they said, well, it's probably not a big deal, just go ahead and tell somebody your story and maybe they'll let you stay. And I'm thinking, I don't want to be that guy, and Sean doesn't want to be that guy either. So,
well, girl, I don't want to be that
especially
girl.
because she ain't a guy. So she didn't want to be that kind of RVer either. So we're going to just move over a few sites. Does it cost us some money? Yeah, it does. But we get everything taken care of. We want to get taken care of. We can take advantage of the amenities in the area, and now we're unbound, as it were. We can go anywhere because we don't have any more appointments. We don't like appointments, but it happens.
All right, y'all, in true fashion, this was supposed to be a quick morning, but Level Mate Pro said I don't want to work. And we need it in this RV park because the sites are very unlevel, so we need to know how unlevel we are.
Yep, that's true.
And so now Matthew's probably going to change the battery, and literally our site's over there. We just put the hookups over there and everything. You ready to go?
I'm ready. I don't know if I can handle this long driving day. Let's get it.
Good morning, y'all. It's like 5:38 a.m., not p.m., a.m. The dark horse has to go to the doctor, but he's getting his
40,000 mile service.
Ready to go?
Yeah, it's early. Let's go.
Alright, y'all, we're back from the Ford dealer.
Yeah, it was a pretty good experience. We went to the Larry H. Miller in Draper.
The dark horse got a clean bill of health. They didn't try to upsell us or say, well, this is wrong or that's wrong. It was a very honest deal, and we found quite a few so far throughout our travels.
And one word of caution, even as good as they are, when you get your truck back or when you get your trailer back, your RV back, maybe a motorhome, whatever you've got, from service, you should always check the PSI yourself, which I'm going to do in the morning tomorrow. We just drove it, so it won't be at its proper cold temperature. And check your torque on the wheels. So do both of those just to make sure, because you're the one who has to suffer the consequences if it's not right. So it's better to double check. Hey y'all, it's been a couple of days since we got to the Ford place. Remember we had our 40,000 mile service? And you remember I told you to make sure you check your torque and your PSI because it's your vehicle and you need to double check. Well, I was doing just that. I know, it's been a couple of days. I didn't do it right away, but I am doing it. So I'm out here, it's a beautiful day, nice and warm, and I noticed a problem. And unfortunately, I don't know how to fix this without going 50 minutes one way just to get them to fix it. So here we're looking at the rear wheels, the rear driver's side wheel, and the passenger side is the same thing of our truck. You notice what I'm calling the wheel cover. If it's called something else, forgive me, I don't know. I just know it as the wheel cover. Here are the lug nuts. What do you notice about this one? You can barely see it because it's reset, because this it was not pushed in all the way. Now logic tells me it's a simple thing. The cover was put on crooked. Look. You can see the lug nuts on this side. You can see how it's rubbing up against the wall of this wheel cover, and so I can't get my socket in there to check it. And I've texted the people at the service center. I haven't heard back yet. All right, here are the front wheels. You can see it's on snug right there, and you can see right there it's not. They did the same thing on here. The front ones and the rear ones are exactly the same, y'all. I mean, if you don't know how to do this, then why are you getting paid to do it? So we'll see what happens, but I'm not happy. I'm not towing without this being fixed somehow. What would y'all do? Do y'all know how to solve this? Put it in the comments below. I'll give you an update when I have one. All right, here's an update. I just pulled it off. So apparently they didn't put it on very well, so it could have just fallen off as we're going down the road. Way to go, Ford. Way to go. All right, update. It is 11:42 right now. I just heard from them. And they're supposed to send somebody out around 2 o'clock to head our way. We're about 50 minutes from there. It's quite a ways, and I told them that. So it's not like we can just, pop on in. So they're supposedly going to send somebody out here to put them back on. Hopefully they'll stand up to their word. Hopefully they'll come out and fix it. And if they do, I will give them credit for it. And I'll tell you, hang on. All right, so I'm happy to announce that Larry H. Miller sent a guy down. It's one of the entry-level guys who does the oil change and the regular service anyways, but in fact he was just 18 years old. He knew what he was doing. It took a little bit of effort because apparently the hubcaps or wheel covers or whatever they're called are a little bit more difficult on our truck or our style of truck, but he got them on there. Not too much problem, and I got to see how he did it, so that was a lesson. And I have to say the blessing in all this, two blessings. Number one is we were blessed with learning something new. Now I know what to look for once you get it back from service, and I know how to fix it if I totally miss it and don't get it until we get home. So that is a blessing. Learning something new is always a blessing, and I won't deny that. The second blessing is that the Larry H. Miller, I will say, even though the person screwed up on it, I would still probably go back there just because they stand up for their word. They stand up for what they guarantee. We're 50 minutes away and they sent a guy down in a company truck to take care of this. So I'm pretty happy about that. If you can't do it right the first time, at least put forth the effort to make it right. And they did. And I don't know of a lot of other mechanics or dealerships who would have gone through that kind of effort. They would have said, oh, well, the next time you're in town, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, I don't want to go down the road without these being the way it should be. I want my truck to be whole. It didn't take a lot of convincing. They sent somebody down and now it's good. So I have another tool in my bag, so, you know, up here, so I know what to look for. And Sean will know what to look for. And I think we know how to fix it, although I hope we never have to. So there you go, more adventures in RVing.